What's good, gun family? Urban Gun Reviews, and today on the channel I'm gonna be reviewing the FATTAC Premium Holster. Let's check it out. Now you can buy this holster on FATTAC.com, and the ticket on it is $75 to $95. So full disclosure, before we get into this video, I was sent this holster to review from the guys over at FATTAC. My man Josh over there, we worked together before, and he did send me this holster to review. All right, but the FATTAC holster is a Kydex style, Kydex molded holster that is built to have low profile and deep concealment. Not only just for fat guys, but for any guy who wants to have those features. Okay, so we got metal clips on here, and you can also have, I think, the DLC mono block or something like that, and then the soft loops as well. I like these, and I like the soft loops, and I do have some soft loops that came in my package as well. I did mean to order the holster that was light bearing. For some reason I didn't do it, so this holster does not fit firearms that have a light on them. This one is specifically for my Glock 43X MOS. You see, it fits your MOS, but if you wanted to put a light on there, it would not fit in that area. So that's my fault, and I will either reach out to those guys again and see if I can get me another holster with the light bearing capabilities, or I'll just buy one. You know, these holsters are that good to where they're worth your money, and you know, in order for me to support this company, even though they did send me a holster, you know, it would be my support back to them to buy a holster, you know, to help those guys out like they helped me out. As y'all see, I got the FATTAC shirt on, you know what I mean, with the glizzy on it, with the gun. Got that on, FATTAC right there. So, you know, I do have the gear. Shout out to them for sending me this shirt too. And make sure that y'all check out the apparel on FATTAC.com. They got a whole bunch of nice looking clothes on there for y'all to check out. So with any holster, I always like to get that audible click, so you know that your firearm is locked in. You hear that? So that gives you some indication that your firearm has some type of retention in there, so where it won't just fly out of the holster. You also have these screws where you can adjust it, and I mentioned that in another part of the video, but you have these screws to adjust it. But like I said, I like for my holster to give me that click, so I know that we locked in, and my firearm is most times secure. So like I said, these holsters are made out of Kydex material, and they have these two metal clips which are movable, so you can move them up, down, to depend on really where you want the rad length or rad height to be for your firearm. So you can go all the way from up here, or you can go all the way to the bottom, depending on where you want to go. And it is right-handed and left-handed usable. So if you're left-handed, you can just switch it to the other side and put them on here. You have retention screws right here, so this will keep your firearm in place so it doesn't just slide out, you know, anything like that. You can loosen those or tighten those to your desired fit as well. You see that it does have a spot for your optics to sit without being, you know, obstructed or getting in your way or anything. You have a spot where your trigger guard is covered. Your mag release is partially covered, but you can still get to it from the ends, from your firearm being holstered. I do have a mag in there. It is not loaded, so we are empty, but these holsters are nice filling holsters. So of course we're gonna try this out. I'm gonna do some draws from it, I'm gonna do some shooting from it, and then we're gonna, you know, get into it and see if this holster is really worth it. Let's go. All right, so when I'm wearing jeans, I prefer to keep my I prefer to wear a belt, obviously, but I want my holster to go inside of my pants, kind of like that, and I want this little hook part that's on the belt, that's on the holster, to clip into the these clips. Yeah, but I want these little clips. You see on the back side of those clips, there's some little hooks, and you want your belt to sit down in them, so then when you go to pull the firearm out, your belt catches on that, so it don't pull the holster out as well. So that's the difference between wearing jeans and sweatpants or wearing a belt, is that your belt will be able to catch those loops and stuff like that to keep your firearm safe. So I like to put mine at like the 3 o'clock position, so probably about there. So when I get my like desired position, then I tighten my belt up. Alright, so I got my belt tightened up, and this is probably about the position I wear, anywhere from like 3 o'clock to in here. Now you can wear this appendix too, I'll show you all that in a minute, but right about here, that's about 3 o'clock for me. So firearm holster, you get the audible click with it as well, so you know what I mean. But oh, you know, able to get a nice little draw, put it back in the holster, hear the click, you know, so your belt's doing its job when your holster doesn't move. You know, like look, see if y'all can see the holster move at all. Like look at that, the holster's still intact because my belt keeps it locked into place. So that's what you want. You want your belt to keep your holster locked into place. Bang. You know what I mean? Just like that. So if you want to go appendix, you would do the same thing, but you obviously go like around here. Now I'm a bigger guy, so appendix for me, like I can do it, but it's not comfortable all of the time. So being that this holster rides a little deeper, you gotta latch it from that loop. Being that this holster rides a little deeper, you know what I mean, because you can adjust this so your holster will ride a little deeper, so it will help, you know, when you pull. It'll help when you pull your firearm out. So if you put the holster down here, your firearm will ride up higher, which means it'll probably poke you a little bit, especially if you're a fat guy like myself. It'll probably poke you a little bit. But if you keep your holster, the clip up here, it'll ride a little deeper, which should make it a little easier to conceal. The problem that I run into, because you know I'm a fat guy, is the problem is that when I go to draw, like I don't just lift my shirt like that to go draw, like I'd have to lift my belly up or some shit like that. So all right, so when you appendix, is like you want to unstrap your belt and then put your holster onto your belt loop like you want it, you know, and then you take, not your belt loop, but your belt, and then you take your belt and run it over top of it. All right, so you run it over top of your firearm, so there it's like double in place. So then you would take your firearm, stick it down, you heard that audible click, like that, and that's appendix carry with the FATTAC holster for a fat guy. So let me show you. You can sit down, you sit up, you know, you get up. Oh. You know what I mean? On some shit like that, I hit the shit out of my head on that light I got up there, but you know, it's doable. You gotta work with it, of course, to get it to where you want to get it to. That light banged the shit out of my head though. For real, for real. But you know what I mean? Like I said, you sitting like this, you're like, oh, boom. You know what I mean? So you're able to draw from that position, put your firearm back. So gun family, if you want to wear sweatpants as well, you know, you can wear your holster with sweatpants. It's compatible with those. Now with these, you would need the mono block or something like that, because the soft loops, even though they would go down and be able to hang off your pants, when you go to draw your firearm, you might draw the holster out as well. So I would recommend you use these clips because they clip onto the waistband of your sweatpants or your shorts, and it keeps your holster in place while you're drawing your firearm. So if you want to, boom, you see my holster did come up some, but it didn't come out of my pants. If you seen that last draw, my holster did come up, so it did move some, but it didn't pull out of my sweatpants. So that's what you want. You want them clips to be able to grab onto your waistband. You know, you see how the holster did flip out, but it didn't come out with the gun. So yeah, it flipped like that, but it's still attached to my pants, my sweatpants. So I'm still in place, I'm still good to, you know, do what I need to do, and I ain't gotta worry about drawing my holster out as well. So these are sweatpants, gym shorts, joggers, whatever, compatible as well as with jeans or cargos or whatever else that you want to wear them with. Just want to show y'all that real quick. So appendix carry is possible from a fat guy like me, you know, so it is, you just gotta work with it, know your limitations, but it is possible. And FATTAC helps that be possible for fat guys like me. Appreciate y'all. What's good, gun family? Urban Gun Reviews, and now we at the range with the FATTAC custom premium holster and Glock 43X MOS. Got some ball ammo in there, and we're gonna do some draws from this holster and try to get some steel to make a little bit of noise. You know how we doing, trying to make a little bit of noise out here. But you know, we loaded up, about to try it out and see what it's hitting for. I'm gonna try it from like the 3 o'clock position at first, and then, you know, I'll transition into maybe a appendix position, you know, to try it out. But let's see what it's about though. All right, so one mag down. That was just a quick little draw, you know, nothing, you know, whatever, but I'll pick up the pace in a second. All right, so the draw is cool, you know, really no issues with drawing from the holster. You know, you're able to get a quick, clean draw from a 3 o'clock position. I like it so far. I'm gonna put a couple more rounds through, a couple more mags, but you know, it seems like a solid holster so far. All right, so I don't have a shot timer, but I was just, you know, reholstering after one shot, and then just doing a little quick draw, trying to see how quick it is. Of course, you know, you have to practice on it to really get your draw to where you want it to be, and to be, you know, as fast as you can possibly be, of course. But solid holster, fits really good. Deep concealment, you know, so you want to sit in the vehicle, you want to, you know, sit at the restaurant with the family, you know, fat guy, so I'm always at the restaurant with the family, you know what I mean. But you know, it's it makes that easier to do. So let me get this off real quick so I can show y'all. Yeah, so the FATTAC holster, man, solid holster. See FATTAC branding on there. Solid holster, nice build, love the Cadex. Just got to get the one with the rail on it. You know, I'm gonna order that one. I might bring it out to the range, show you guys that one too. But if you're in the market for one, you should probably go and check one of these out. But we're gonna take it back to the table and we're gonna get you guys up out of here. All right, gun family, so wrapping up this review, the FATTAC premium holster is definitely a must grab. These holsters are just nice looking. They come for damn near any firearm you can think of. They have them optics ready. Well, being able to use a gun with an optic, having a gun with this light bearing, nice fitting Kydex, nice filling Kydex, perfect fit to your firearm. So, you know, if you don't have a Glock 43X, you got something different, it's gonna fit your firearm like it's a glove. You know, it's gonna fit like it's supposed to fit. You're not gonna have some real loose fitting holster to your guns all over the place or nothing like that. You're not gonna have a non-safe holster where, you know, you can accidentally activate your trigger from inside the holster. Nothing like that. You're getting premium grade material right here. This is the blood red color option. Tons of options on here, so if you don't like the blood red and you want something different, you can go that way. I went with the blood red because it kind of matches my trigger, which I think a little bit, just a little bit with the mag. So I kind of wanted to stick it with, keep going with the red theme, and I figured I'd give this a shot out, you know what I mean, a shot, and pun intended. And no, I really do like this holster. I like the way it feels on my body. I like the way it looks. It's comfortable, able to get in and out of a vehicle with it, able to draw, nice clean draw from your holster at the range, you know what I mean. So this to me is a great pickup, and I would suggest if you're in the market for a new holster, you definitely give these a look. I would say buy one, but you know, that's your opinion. You know, you get one, you do what you want to do with your own bread, but I definitely say these are worth a look. So if you're in the market for a new holster, make sure y'all check out FATTAC.com and grab you one of these premium holsters. And they also have quick ship holsters. So if you don't want something that you might have to wait a couple of weeks for or something like that, they have quick ship holsters that are already custom made. They're already set to where that's the way they are. And you know, you put in an order for it, boom, and they just ship it out to you. So you don't have, you know, the lead time where you might wait 3 weeks or however long it takes to get one of these when you you know, do your custom fittings and stuff that you want for them, you know, the clip and whatever else, you know, custom stuff that you might want to add to this. Then it causes, you know, longer lead times in most cases. So if you want just a holster to come ship to you quick, they already have holsters that can ship to you like super easy, super quick, and you don't have to wait as long as you would for waiting for one of these. But it's Urban Gun Reviews. If you like videos like this, or you felt like you learned something from this review, make sure y'all click that thumbs up. Make sure that y'all leave a comment in the comment section. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then you can do that by clicking on my picture in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Make sure y'all click that picture, and after y'all do that and subscribe to the channel, make sure y'all click the bell notifications so you can be notified whenever I upload new content, post anything, a picture, a thumbnail, something, you know what I mean. Y'all be notified whenever I upload anything. If you want to follow me on all of my social media sites, all that information is in the description. And we out to the next time, gun family. Stay blessed. Stay strapped.